He wasn't happy with Talksport and certain people that were on Talksport. I think Simon Jordan at the time about their opinions. And I said,
boxing fans here in London, we're here for the announcement of Natasha Jonas versus Mikaela Mayer. Great fight. Spence, Oliver, how are you, mate?
yeah, really good, thanks. Yeah, it is a great fight. I love what the women are doing for the sport right now at the moment, because you're getting the best fighting the best, and this is a great fight. It's a career-defining fight for both of these girls, to be fair. You know, Natasha Jonas has done incredibly well over the last couple of years, become a two-weight world champion. Mikaela Mayer, who spent her career at super feather really, but was always massive at super feather, now jumps up to welterweight to challenge Jonas, and in a fight that is a real crossroads fight for both girls, because you know, Jonas, 39 years of age, been there. She needs to stay at the top. There's big fights for the winner of this as well. You know, we saw what happened last week with Katie Taylor, Chantelle Cameron. If they don't do that trilogy next, you know, the winner of this could even go in against them. There's loads of fights because the women jump up and down through the weights. So there's a big fight. There's a big fight for the winner of this, and that's why it's so important with Jonas, especially with, you know, her being at her age and whatnot, and where she wants to go. So look, who wins this fight? I don't really know, if I'm honest. You know what I mean? Mikaela Mayer, who's boxed at a lower weight all the time. I don't know how she made it super feather, if I'm totally honest. Now goes up to welterweight. Jonas has sort of like revived her career after coming up from super featherweight, jumps up to super welterweight, wins a world title, goes down to welterweight, wins a world title. That's where Jonas is obviously at her career best, and we may see a career best performance from Mikaela as well. Look, it's an intriguing fight, man. Wicked fight. I'm really looking forward to it.
Let's talk to me about Jonas collecting the straps, man. She's been busy collecting them titles. It's been a busy period for her. Mikaela Mayer's been waiting for this opportunity after losing to Alicia Bonbon. She's had a couple of fights that, you know, she said it openly that she's been waiting for a world title opportunity. Yeah. Here it comes. But talk to me about Natasha Jonas. She's the reason why she's got a box.
Do you know what? It's a fairy tale story, really, wasn't it? Like, you know, we saw her have that draw with Terry Harper, a controversial draw where many people felt that she won that. That was for the world super featherweight title. Then goes up to lightweight, puts on an unbelievable fight against Katie Taylor, losing narrowly to Katie Taylor, and you think she's going to be one of those girls that doesn't quite win a world title, but should have. And that's where you think she's sat. Then all of a sudden she jumps up to super welterweight, wins a world title and doesn't look back as a defence, comes down to welterweight. I mean, it is a fairy tale story because she deserves that. She's a great fighter, and I think stylistically this is brilliant because Jonas, the southpaw, throws them good lefts through the middle, big right hooks over the top. Mikaela Mayer is one of those fighters that loves to come forward, typical American style, on the front foot, loves to sit in a pocket and have a tear up. So look, stylistically this one's going to be great, man. It really is. But I love the Jonas story because, yeah, it's a fairy tale ending, because there was a point in her career where I thought she's not going to do this, and now she's done it. It's changed her life.
Do you want to talk about a fight you mentioned there, Katie Taylor and Chantelle Cameron? There's a few talking points in that. First of all, Katie Taylor winning, I think a lot of people had it that way. It was a close fight, but I think people had it Katie's way. But there was a talking point in the first round where there was a knockdown that wasn't counted, and a lot of people are talking about sort of the holding and the clinching that was happening in that fight. Just talk to me about them 2 points.
Well, look, Katie for me won the fight. The knockdown, by the way, was, if you look at it from certain angles, the knockdown, Katie's footing was off. Her footing wasn't right. She caught the shot on her glove and she went over. So do you rule that a knockdown or not a knockdown? It didn't land on her face or anything. She caught it on the glove, so it looked more dramatic than it actually was. Referee decided it wasn't a knockdown. To be fair, the shot didn't land, so I wouldn't have ruled it a knockdown either. As far as the fight went, I think the clash of heads, was it in about the third round when Shantel picked up a bad cut? That bad cut put Shantel out, her timing was out and whatnot for 2 or 3 rounds after that, and effectively could have cost her the fight, because I thought that, for me, Katie Taylor, who I didn't think was going to win the fight, by the way, I sort of had Chantelle, I thought it would be a repeat. I think Chantelle would be too big, too strong, too bullish, and she would out-hustle Katie, because Katie loves to get drawn into a fight. But she was disciplined, Katie. I think that she done something I didn't think she could do. Career best performance for me, boxing on the outside, mixing it up when she had to mix it up, putting it together. Yeah, at 37 years of age, I didn't think that was possible, but she done it. She turned around and she was a deserved winner, definitely.
I do want to talk about a video that went viral between Frank Warren and Adam Catterall, your colleague. Obviously, everyone knows what's happened in that video. There's been a lot of things talked about in regards to that video. I just want to talk about Talksport's approach towards just talking about boxing. You know, I've spoken to you many times. You just tell what's on your heart, what's on your mind. Same thing with Simon Jordan, same thing with Adam Catterall. But it seems that fighters, teams, promoters might not like it. Do you feel like, has there been any talk about a difference in approach, or are you just going to carry on as normal?
No, don't think you're only being honest in your opinions, and it is just an opinion, and that's what this sport is all about. So you can't just all of a sudden change your approach on it and then start saying things that are not true, because the public don't appreciate that. The reality is you just say what you feel. Like, you know, Adam Catterall in that situation, Adam Catterall had an opinion about something. He said it. Frank Warren, had an answer to it. He said it. He called Adam in one of his interviews, caught Adam on the back foot. Adam didn't say anything. Frank was talking to him like a school kid, put him in his place a little bit. Since then, they've gone back on Talksport again. But listen, it's an opinion, and this is what creates debates, and the debates make boxing exciting. You know what I mean? Because everyone's got an opinion, and that doesn't mean that's all it is. It's an opinion, and that's it. Do you know what I mean? And I think as far as Talksport have gone, with this criticism, with the whole Tyson Fury shit and everything else, this whole thing is it's you know what I mean? We're just reacting to what Fury had been saying at the time, and you're giving a reaction, but you're not allowed that reaction. You're not allowed that opinion off what he's been saying. It wasn't made up shit or whatnot. It was just that everyone was frustrated that we didn't get the Fury Alexander Usyk fight. Then the fight was made, and then all this kicked up with this situation with Fury and Talksport about things that were said 6 or 7 months ago. We hadn't said that recently and all that, and it was this whole Simon Jordan thing. Was Simon Jordan said if, that word if, yeah, Simon Jordan said if the fight doesn't get made, then Tyson Fury should be ashamed of himself. But the fight did get made, so it was relevant what he said, but people took that and blew it out of context.
Let me ask you then, going off what you're saying, do you feel like we're in this era where people are a bit sensitive? When you talk about, for example, with yourselves, Talksport, whilst you've said that, listen, you're not going to change your approach, that's your feeling. The question I need to ask you, do you feel like from your heart that fighters in this era are a bit more sensitive? Oh,
absolutely, they're massively sensitive. You know, I've said to Joshua, I said to him in an interview actually, because Joshua's a good friend of mine, and I've said to him, and he had, he wasn't happy with Talksport and certain people that were on Talksport. I think Simon Jordan at the time, about their opinions, and I said, you should be feeding off that. You know what I mean? Because it's just an opinion. Everyone's got to prove them wrong, and that's what it is. It's like, don't take it personal. It's not a personal thing. Do you know what I mean? It's just an opinion, or it's just a situation. So, anyway, they're just kicking off this press conference. We better end this one now, and we'll catch up again.
Spencer, thank you very much.